So I have the honor and the opportunity to launch this month of listening. So I've been doing my research, as I always do. And listening is a very tricky thing, is it not? I'm not sure if you ever really get it down. But I believe that listening is a superpower. It is an absolute superpower. And this comes from King Talker. Because you know me, man. I met somebody briefly yesterday. We did a memorial, a celebration of life on the beach, and I didn't even really know those people. And then I said something about, I have something to say, and they go, we figured. And I'm thinking, you're supposed to know me a while before you start talking about my stuff. But know that most of the time I'm withdrawn and just kind of to myself, and I don't really talk a lot. She's not even believing it. She just got here. So I want to tell you a little bit about some training that I had in the world of listening. And what's incredible to me is that I got this training a little too young probably, but I did get this training. And when I was 6, 7, and now 60 years later, I'm still discovering more about that training that I had received as a young boy. And it's important because I looked at it as something very positive, and it is, but when I was a little boy, I was what they call, I didn't know that at the time, but I was called hypervigilant. And hypervigilant is basically that you are always on constant, lookout for something going not so good. And so I remember as a kid being able to it was a superpower because I could hear I could hear a pin drop. Then later, fast forward 40 years, I was working with Marvel Comics as Spidey. And so I just immediately adjusted to the Spidey senses. But I had him as a kid. And interestingly enough, I looked it up this week and just kind of wanted to revisit that thing that I considered a great gift. But mine was more for protection of the family. Because we weren't sure at any moment what my father was going to do. Was he going to wake up from that stupor and come in or do whatever? So even the little noises that you're walking, I could hear them. Why? Because I was a superhero. I was going to listen so clearly that I could protect mommy, my brother, and all of them. And I considered that a blessing. And guess what? It really was a blessing. But I was thinking, I don't know if I really want to have a fully installed mechanism of listening to be prepared for survival. So I had what I did not know. I had similar to somebody who went to war, that was constantly ready for something to happen. And it became just a way of being for me. And I actually became proud of that listening skill. And so later on in life, it actually did serve me because I was able to read things that maybe other people could not read. And so it was an interesting thing to be such a vocal young man and vocal guy and still have the listening capabilities and skills of a superhero. And the reason I say that is because I could be at lunch with Rita or anyone, and I know what everybody's talking about all around me and still be with you. Now, talkers don't usually get that kind of a reputation because you think, oh, they're talking so much they haven't heard a word I had to say. Au contraire. I've heard every word. And I've heard it. And I heard it. She goes, how would you know? Rita goes, how did you know? I said, I think they're in the middle of a breakup, but that's none of my business. And it's like, you don't know who they are. If you really watch the face and you saw that there's a tone that's going on over there, I'm thinking, that is a superpower. So how do I use it for my good. And it's to read between, if you've heard that before, read between the lines. I'm noticing that what we're saying isn't exactly what we're saying. And I do believe that if we got a little bit better at saying what we really wanted to say, there would be less reactionary things in the world. And so I also noticed something that I wanted to change. Because if you're preparing for something to happen, then you're not really taking an opportunity to hear something that is very good. So if you have triggers, you know that famous word, triggers. And so where I'm at in my life is, if you pause when someone comes to you with what you think is going to be something like, it starts out with, do you have a minute? Well, my spidey senses go, here we go. You know, so, oh, I still got that. I thought, look at me, hello. But that's that whole moment that I'm going, oh my God. And what would happen if maybe they were coming up to say something really wonderful? What if they were? But I still consider this a blessing because it helps me as a practitioner. It helps me because I can go beyond the stories. I can go beyond the words and hear. And what I want to listen with now is not with these, but with this. I want to listen. I want to feel what I'm hearing. I want to feel what I'm seeing. I found this incredible quote, and it doesn't have anybody, so I'm going to take it like I wrote it. I'm kidding. It just didn't have a... It was, you know who it was, Anonymous. Have you ever met Anonymous? I don't know. So, now I want us to listen, really set into it. When you keep criticizing your kids, don't go into guilt. When you keep criticizing your kids, they don't stop loving you. They stop loving themselves. He's looking like, I got a little baby. I'm starting out with, this is why I came today, man. When you keep criticizing your kids, they don't stop loving you. They stop loving themselves. And I had to really get in that because you know I'm an inner child advocate. I leave no child inside. Leave no child inside. And I had to really sit with this. And that's because when you're little, really little, you're God. As children, you are God. Whether or not you're behaving like it or not. And usually, if you're behaving in a way that's not so powerful, then what we do is we turn it against ourselves. And this is generalizing. I mean, I'm just talking, and I have proof. I mean, I know it for myself. But I really wanted to look at that, and I want to ask you, do you talk to yourself? Yeah? Anybody talk to themselves? Do you listen to what you're saying? Yes. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I say that with whenever something happens, and you're going to love this because y'all want everything to be so scientific. Science is starting to honor the inner child. They're starting to say, woo, wait a minute. Patrick might be onto something. No, they don't say my name, but they said, and I'm thinking, why? The reason that they don't want to really pull the inner child in is because they even said it, we can't see it. I never asked anybody to see their inner child. I asked that you feel your inner child. And it's powerful. oh my God, the advice my inner child gives is so much better than what I think I'm giving, because it's coming from an absolute place of power. And here's the thing about listening. When you really listen, that's why, what do you have to say? What do you have to say? And sometimes it says, I'm scared. Sometimes it says, I love the fact that you tell everybody else about inner child, and then you don't take care of me. And just to let you know another thing about that inner power that's within you, it does something really wild. It tells the truth. So when you really want that, that's that place that you get to go and say, yes, yes. So it's scientific proof. Self-criticizing, has anybody ever criticized himself? I didn't think so in this group. I used to say, man, some of the things I've said to myself, I would have been arrested, man. Would have been arrested. And that was a biggie for me, is to jump in there and go, wow, did you notice what you just said to yourself, man? The only difference now is I say to myself, I love you. I love you. Was somebody the other day, and it was amazing. I said, when's the last time you gave yourself a hug, man? I like talking to guys because you can get off. When's the last time you gave yourself a hug, man? Yeah, when? Because if you've known me long enough, you know that it just takes a moment. And he was feeling this sense of, like some angst and some overwhelm. We've all shared in the overwhelm department, have we not? But what's interesting is all we have to do is sit down there for a moment and just go like this. I got you. I got you. That diagnosis was scary, man. I know. No. Don't try to fix anything right now. I love you. Don't fix it, man. We're so into the fix it that it's driving us crazy. We can't get up early enough to know how to fix it, but we can get up well enough to feel it. You want to fix it? Feel it. Yeah, but I'm really angry, and somebody told me to, I needed to be nice. Let me tell you about nice. Nice. Remember that? I can see my mother's face right now. Be nice. Be nice. Patrick's got that look on his face. Be nice. All right. And I've been listening to this gentleman called Aaron Dowdy. I've been on this YouTube thing, and he's just, yes, and yes, I like that response. So Aaron was saying that nice, nice, and hear this one, nice and kind. Our goal for me, not for you, I'm not so interested in how nice I am, because that's obligatory. I'm just going to be nice, be nice, be nice. Ooh, but be kind. Be kind. It changes everything. Be nice is, okay, I'm not feeling, I'll just be, how you doing? And I'm not saying that you need to not do that. I'm just saying that when you're kind, you don't have to worry about being nice. You just don't have to worry about it. This is my opinion. But being nice is a little overrated after this week of me really exploring it. And I thought, so my goal is to be kind. Be kind. And also be nice. Yes. So what we're doing is reparenting ourselves. And I get to say to myself all those things that maybe I didn't get to hear. And now I get to say, Patrick, I got your back. Patrick, I love you. Yeah, but I'm feeling ashamed. I know. Okay, come on. Don't go out there and try to fix it. Come on. So you're about to be blessed very soon, within the next couple of minutes, with a beautiful song by a beautiful woman, a beautiful minister, a beautiful doctor. 2 doctors in the house. Picture it. Ooh. And I'm on a plane, just so you know, if they say, you know, is there a doctor here? That ain't gonna be me. I'm gonna call your son. Tell him he needs to go in there. Because he deals in the physical. And I'm a metaphysician. One's not better than the other, but they are together. They need to coexist. So, there's a song that I absolutely love. And it says this, some of the lyrics. Careful the things you say, children will listen. Careful before you say, listen to me. Children will listen. And I am inviting us all, when we speak to ourselves with absolute integrity, absolute love, and honor this thing called us. Roseanne said it. There's a power for the universe, and it's good, and we get to use it because we are it. So once again, I'm going to invite this wonderful lady up here. And just remember, careful the things you say, children will listen. Careful before you say, and this goes to yourself, listen to me. Children will listen. Shh. Children will listen. Namaste.